Hey guys, what's up? It's KO Ninja, and Aizawa's out now, and I'm going to give you guys my thoughts and feelings on the character, and I'm just going to say straight up that this character feels kinda underwhelming. This character definitely feels less than what I expected him to be, but that doesn't make him bad. It's just that he isn't as genuinely destructively busted as I thought he was going to be. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing, but he does kind of feel a bit underwhelming in like the grand scheme of other characters, and I'm going to go over why. First off, what I'm going to say is that he's a really fun combo character. Like he has some really he has some really fun shit. Like if I can remember, and then you can do some, like, he has some really cool combos, and he's like really fun for stuff like that. But other than that, I feel like the character himself feels almost a bit neutered in what I think he was going to do. Now, for example, let's talk about his movement. Now, Aizawa, I predicted was going to be a heavy movement character, and I do believe that to still be the case. I do still think he's a movement character. It's just that his movement feels like shit. His movement feels genuinely bad in my opinion. Like, for example, his kicks. His kicks are slow, they barely really even carry any momentum, and you don't really go much of anywhere, and you kind of just drop like a stone. His flail, it helps him stall in the air. That's actually really cool, and there's some really cool tech that you can do with that to keep yourself in the air for a really long time. But the main offender of his movement feeling like shit is his primary fire, and that's his cloth. Now, what I have the problem with the cloth is the bounce off right here. Not because of it being a bounce off, but the fact that I'm trying to grab onto a wall, right? See how long that takes me to grab onto the wall? Now, you may be saying, oh, is that like normal for every character? No, it's not. Like, this isn't like a normal, consistent thing with every single character. Like, for example, Raka immediately latches onto the wall. For another example, Sue immediately latches onto the goddamn wall. Like, why is Aizawa the only one who can't latch onto the wall immediately when you go directly to it? It feels awkward, in my opinion. He feels like an awkward movement character, right? It takes you so long to latch onto a wall. Sometimes you just can't latch onto it. But other than that, he does feel kind of weak, right? He does feel kind of weak. Now, I don't really have much of a problem with how they did his actual special action. That's what I was worried about. That's what I thought was going to be broken. But I don't think that this is actually all that broken. Like, you can easily break line of sight with Aizawa really fast in this game because of how many buildings and how much terrain there is in this game. It is super easy for you as someone who got caught to actually break line of sight. And I think that's just a problem with map geometry. I'm not saying that we should just let Aizawa just immediately, like, lock onto you and he can't escape. But it's definitely really easy to get away and make his quirk really feel inconsequential. Like, even something as small as, like, turning a corner for, like, a second. Turning a corner for, like, a second instantly kind of, like, I have it locked on Araka. It's no longer locked on Araka. Now I'm locked back on Araka. I can barely even, like, kind of peek it. Now, I was thinking it was going to be a bit better, but I am okay with it being like this, but if they do buff it in some way, shape, or form, I personally wouldn't really be that mad. He overall just feels very awkward. I've been hearing a lot of things about him having bugs and him being buggy. Now, I don't have Aizawa. I've been mostly using him in training mode and other things like that, but I do not actually have Aizawa. I personally am not interested in getting him right now. And I've been hearing a lot about bugs where, like, his whip move will go completely behind you. Like, you'll go in weird directions and shit like that. His cloth is, like, not as long as you think it'd be, or other things like that, dropping out and stuff. But overall, I've heard that this character is very buggy, and overall, he feels very awkward. Now, that kind of is a shame, because I was really excited for the character. I didn't want to get him, but I was very excited to see the character in action. and it kind of sucks that this character's kind of like played with bugs. What he reminds me of, he reminds me of Doomfist. He reminds me of a movement character with a lot of bugs to kind of stunt his potential and make it so that way you kind of get hoed. Now, not to the same extent as Doomfist, because like Doomfist has like an entire bible of bugs, but I definitely do see the fact that Aizawa is definitely a character that needs a look at. Not like hard buffs. I don't think Aizawa needs hard buffs, because if you buff him too much, he's gonna be broken. Like, I think he's fun, but I think he just has this kind of like thing holding him back, and that's like the fact that he has bugs and the fact that his movement feels really, 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 really awkward to do, and the fact that he doesn't like really feel all that smooth to play as sometimes, right? He has cool combos and stuff, but I really can't vibe with the character playing him like that. But yeah, that's basically all I had to say about the state of this character right now. Overall, I think he's fun, but I think he definitely needs some bug fixes and definitely needs some looking at when it comes to actually moving around as the character. But yeah, that's all I had to say. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.